Hello everyone and welcome to something a little bit different than my usual Star Wars figure reviews. In today's video I'm going to do a video called Getting to Know Star Wars Fans, and if you don't know what this video is going to be about, I'll explain it. One of my subscribers sent me 7 questions about getting to know Star Wars fans, and obviously I've had a read through them a couple of times, see how they are. And they're pretty decent questions, and I'm going to answer these questions by the best of my ability. And with me answering these questions, it gives you a good insight on me as a collector and as a Star Wars and general person as well. So sit back, relax, and just enjoy the flow. So I'm going to answer these questions by the best of my ability. So let's get it going. So. This is obviously a getting to know Star Wars fan video, and question number 1 is, did you ever watch Star Wars before you decided to collect? I did indeed watch Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones back in 2002 when it was made. Currently in 2002 I was 4 years old, so I could remember some of the basics to do with Star Wars. I didn't see Episode 1 in 1999 because I was only 1 year old, so I didn't see that. But eventually, as 2002 ended, 2003, 2004, I eventually saw Episode 1, and then when eventually 2005 reached us, Episode 3, and then 2006, Episode 4, 5 and 6. So I have seen all the films, but the first Star Wars film I can remember watching was Episode 2. It was Episode 1 and then 3, and then eventually watched them all in the right order when they all eventually came out together. So yeah, at the time of 2002 I did have some Star Wars figures. I did have a couple from Episode 1, like Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine and a couple of others, Darth Maul. And then when Episode 2 hit us, I did start collecting a few more, so obviously more Clone Troopers, Jedis, cut Sith Lords, vehicles, gunships, you name it. I did collect a few more Star Wars figures, but yeah, I did watch Star Wars films and collected at the same time, so that's all I can really remember really. So yeah, did watch Star Wars before I collected, so that's the best answer I can do really. So yeah, I hope you've obviously got a good eye on that. Question number 2, where do you do most of your Star Wars shopping? Now that is a really good question as well. I usually do my Star Wars shopping pretty much anywhere. My online retail stores that I usually do is I usually check on 3 websites, and that is Amazon, Forbidden Planet, and a website called staractionfigures.com. Amazon, they have a very decent amount of stock of figures on Amazon. They're really good. Forbidden Planet is excellent. Really good stock for figures. Obviously their stores are great and their websites obviously are great as well. And Star Action Figures is by far the best. They've got a really great amount of Star Wars figures as well. They've got all pre-ordered figures there. They've got new figures. They've got old figures. They're really good for stock. So yeah, they're the 3 main Star Wars websites, and pretty much if I go shopping like on my own or with my parents, I usually go in Asda, Tesco's or any other shop, because I know some of you might laugh, but Asda and Tesco's do have a pretty decent stock. Like I've got a couple of rare figures in there. Like back in the day in 2008 I've got Commander Fox in there, Captain Rex, Commander Cody, and a couple of rare figures that are really good in there. So they're the 3 main shops that I shop for us Star Wars figures, online shops. So hopefully you've got a good eye on that. Question number 3, do you have a favourite character from Star Wars? I mean, there are so many great characters in the Star Wars universe over the years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to answer this obviously the best of my ability. I'd say the prequels, episode 1, 2 and 3, the best and my favourite Star Wars character would have to be between two characters. It'd have to be between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Yoda, in my opinion, because I think they're excellent Jedi. I like a couple of other Jedis as well and characters, obviously Mace Windu, Count Dooku, Anakin, but the top two in my book would have to be Obi-Wan and Yoda. And obviously in the original trilogy, my favourite character from the original trilogy would have to be a mix between three. It would have to be Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and if I had to put them at the top, it'd be Han Solo. Yeah, Han Solo would be at the top in my book as a favourite character from the original trilogy. I just love his style. He's such a cool character, played by such a great actor as well, Harrison Ford. But if it did come to it, I would have to say Han Solo, favourite character in the original trilogy, and the prequels have to be Obi-Wan. So they're my two favourite characters from Star Wars. And from episode 7, don't forget that, episode 7, it would have to be Rey, I would say. Rey is my favourite character from episode 7. Also, I like the other ones, Kylo Ren, Finn, obviously Chewie, Han, Captain Phasma, all the different other characters. But currently at the moment have to be Rey from Star Wars episode 7, The Force Awakens. So that's all I'm going to say. Question number 4. What was your favourite Star Wars game when you was a kid? I had some really, really great games back in the day. My favourite Star Wars game would have to be two games. It would have to be the first Star Wars Battlefront and the second Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2. They were such good video games growing up when I was a kid. Usually on a Saturday afternoon, used to invite some of my friends round. The old PlayStation 2 used to play Star Wars Battlefront. It was brilliant to play. You could play as Jedi, Sith, Stormtroopers, Rebels. It was brilliant. The sheer size of the maps, the weapons, the characters, they were so cool. And Star Wars Battlefront 2 was the one back in the day. I mean, I enjoyed playing a couple of Lego games, Nintendo Wii, Force Unleashed, all them ones. But Star Wars Battlefront 2, that was the one growing up back in the day. That was the best Star Wars game in my book. If you haven't played it, I'll tell you what, go find some old console and play it, because that is such a great game. There are great missions, great storylines, great fighters, space battles. It's so good. So Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 would have to be the games that I recommend as a kid back in the day. They were great. They are really great. Question number 5. Why did you start a Star Wars YouTube channel? I started a Star Wars YouTube channel because obviously I'm a massive fan of Star Wars. I wanted to get in the eyes of a collector. I wanted to share my channel, obviously around the world and around YouTube. I had a couple of inspirations doing Star Wars reviews when I was younger. I was going to plan to do one when I was younger, but I didn't really have much of the time. But I wanted to do one now where obviously I've got a little bit of time on my hands. And I wanted to share my awesome collection as well. But Star Wars has been with me for such a long time. I've been collecting ever since the age of 4, 2002. It's quite hard to let go, and I just wanted to share my Star Wars collection, all my Star Wars stuff with my obviously subscribers and YouTube fans. But yeah, I just wanted to make one just to obviously show it off and share it to an amazing Star Wars community. So that's all I've got to say really. Question number 6. How much do you think you have spent on your Star Wars figures? Right. On my Star Wars figures, obviously I have to say quite a lot because of all the money I've spent over the years. I would have to say it's in triple figures. I'd say I've spent at least £1,000, maybe £2,000 on Star Wars figures. I mean, I'm not entirely too sure how many figures are there. There's at least, I think there's at least 300 on the 2 shelves alone. I mean, I've got a couple of small figures obviously scattered around the room and obviously up on other shelves. But roughly I'd say at least 300 to 350 figures, maybe more. I'm not entirely too sure on the whole scale, but I'll say at least £2,000 I'd say I've spent on the figures, because roughly now it's about £15 to £20 for a vehicle, £7 to £10 for a figure, £15 for obviously a 2-pack of figures, and the larger scale vehicles cost nearly £50, £100, possibly even 150, but it's in the thousands for a Star Wars collector like myself, so that's what I'm going to go for that. And the last question, question number 7, do you ever practice your reviews before you turn on the camera? Now, personally, I don't practice my reviews when I start. I just sit back, relax, take my time, deep breath, just take my time, just saying to my head, right, you're doing a Star Wars review, just take your time, practice, you've got all the time in the world, and there's no script, it just comes from the heart, comes out of my mouth. Just got to be very careful sometimes as well, like my brain. But yeah, no, there's no script, just comes out from the heart. Obviously, just pick up the figure, right, you can say good, bad points about this figure. But yeah, it's just roughly, it just comes out, goes to the flow, and there's no script. I just go with the flow really. But yeah, no script. So that was all my Star Wars questions. I will put the questions in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Video responses are allowed. You can obviously tag me in a video and I can have a look at it and see what you think of my video, or you can write down a couple of other questions obviously in the comment section that I can answer truthfully to you lot, and I wouldn't mind doing that. So I'd just like to say thank you for watching my Getting to Know Star Wars fan. Really enjoyed doing this, and it's entirely up to you if you want to ask me a few more questions as well. So yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for taking some of your time to watch my reviews, and I'll be back with another Star Wars review very soon. If you haven't done this already, please don't hesitate to subscribe and tell your fellow Star Wars YouTubers, fans or friends about my channel. Really appreciate all the subscribers I've got over these last months, and that'd be really nice of you if I can boost them up. So I'd just like to say thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.